Hi everyone, it's Brandon here. Today I just wanted to make a channel update video just because it's been a long time since I've actually made one. So the way that this is going to work today is that I've got some things that I want to talk about in regards to the channel, in regards to myself, and I'm just going to go through each one. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is just kind of like how I'm feeling at the moment. The past week, I would say, I felt pretty good. I felt positive. I kept coming up with ideas for YouTube videos that I would like to make, or even things for further down the line once I kind of figure out a way of doing them. But then, like over the past couple of days, things in my life have sort of made me think more negatively, and it kind of feels like a tug of war almost. One part of me is like, oh yeah, I want to be productive, I want to be positive, I want to be doing the things that I want to do, and then the other side of me is like, but what about this, this and this, or like coming up with reasons why I shouldn't be doing them or why I can't do them. I'm either really motivated to do things or I am just completely not motivated to do anything at all. And I mean, on the positive side, I am happy that I've finished my latest series on the channel, which is Silent Hill 2, and I'm quite happy with how that series progressed. Obviously, in terms of like views and retention and things like that, it didn't do that fantastically. I think that my Silent Hill 1 series probably did better, but I still don't really know what I'm doing in terms of YouTube. I'm still trying to figure it out. And if you look at any YouTube channel out there, the first couple years are a bit of a train wreck for most people, I think, unless you are somebody who has like a really clear goal. Like say for example, you make a channel where you review movies and you're a film student, you've made your own films, you understand what makes a good film, what makes a bad film, then you might be able to go into YouTube and instantly become successful because you actually know what you're doing. But I think if you're someone like me who struggles with sort of knowing what I want to do and knowing what is the right thing for me to do, and also gaming on YouTube is a very saturated niche, and it's not easy to differentiate yourself from other people. I mean, I've recently been watching Jacksepticeye's series of God of War Ragnarok because it's a game that I played myself and it's a fantastic game, it really is. And his series on it is very entertaining. Obviously he is, been doing YouTube for over 10 years now, so he's got his formula down to a T or whatever. From about 2013 to 2016 I was watching him on a daily basis, and then by about 2016 my taste towards YouTube content shifted, and so I didn't watch him for quite a while. But I do occasionally come back and watch like a series he's done because it sort of reminds me of the old days, and I am really enjoying the series. I mean, the videos, they're roughly about 2 hours each. I find myself nowadays gravitating to that kind of content where it's somebody playing a game for like an hour, 2 hours. For me at least, it's kind of like building that connection with a YouTuber, with a content creator. And again, going back to my own channel, that's something that I want to improve on. So anyway, just to conclude, in regards to the God of War series that I'm watching, his style of playthrough for that is basically just him playing the game and just him commenting on what's going on. The editing is quite minimal. It's very reminiscent of what YouTube used to be like, and 2012 was when I started watching YouTube full time. Watching this series, it does remind me of how YouTube used to be, where you could just, somebody would upload a video and you would watch it and you would enjoy it, and there wasn't all this drama, and I don't know, it just seemed like a much more positive place to be. Okay, so next I wanted to talk about what I feel is working with the channel. So to begin with, I was talking about thumbnails and things just now. I feel that my thumbnails are getting better. I think I say this every time I do a channel update, but I mean, that's a good thing. If you are somebody who has been subscribed to my channel for a period of time, or somebody who has only literally just found this video like today or whatever, feel free to leave a comment and let me know how you feel that I'm doing. Or on the other hand, if you have any constructive criticism, please do let me know because I really do need it. But all I was going to say is that in terms of my thumbnails, I am trying to work on the contrast with them, so like say for example, I'll put my last thumbnail on screen, but with that one I basically had one of the main characters, Maria. I added a halo effect to make her stand out. I also had the two pyramid heads there, again added like a sort of halo effect to them, and I added some other sort of little things here and there. And the thing is, I've said it before, I use a free software called GIMP, which is basically a free version of Photoshop. It does a lot of the things that Photoshop does, but it doesn't cost anything. It's open source. And it's a really good software. I love it. I have been using it for the past couple years. The only experience that I have with photo editing tools is basically just from doing YouTube. And I'm one of these people that I learn by doing, so I tend to learn just by practicing. It is very much trial and error. And also, I find that because it is like an artistic thing, I do quite enjoy the process. I know a lot of people are like, oh god, I really hate making thumbnails, and I do feel that sometimes. I've been up at like 3 a.m. making a thumbnail, and I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, I don't want to be doing this right now. It's not a healthy way to live. But anyway, that's enough about thumbnails. In terms of what else I think is working, I did it wasn't a short, but it was like a short video, a meme for April 1st, April Fool's Day. And I was very surprised that I got as many views as I did. I think I've got about 1,200 views on that video. I mean, it is literally only 60 seconds long. But I am quite happy with how that video did, and I have decided I do want to sort of make more short meme style videos. Again, not actual YouTube shorts, it's flipping confusing. But yeah, I want to make more videos like that because they're quite fun to make, and also it just allows me to be more creative, and it might help bring people to the channel because they'll be easier to watch, easier to sit through. Okay, so the next bit is what isn't working for me. First of all, I struggle with hooks, which for those who don't know, a hook is basically just like it's like the introduction of a video, and it sort of decides subconsciously whether you're going to watch the video or not. I struggle with that because I struggle to put a lot of information into a short period of time. And last year, I don't know, maybe like September time, I really did try to plan an actual hook for a video. I spent hours preparing for it. And then when it came to recording it, it just didn't work, and it sounded so scripted, and I was really unhappy with it, and it really, really pissed me off. Like, it really got on my nerves. And I know that since I've made my channel, I've taken a number of breaks, and I think it just goes to show just how stressful YouTube is nowadays. And it's ridiculous because it's like, well, I decided to do this. I decided to create a channel. Nobody's forcing me to do it, and yet I'm allowing myself to get stressed out by it. But again, it's because I want to actually succeed. It's because I want to actually feel like I'm accomplishing something, and I want to, I guess, give something back, because YouTube has given me such sort of joy and entertainment over the years that I want to try and put myself and put something back into it. And there's a lot of negativity on YouTube. I'm not saying that I can solve those problems, but if I can add a drop of positivity to the ocean of drama and negativity, then yeah, it's not going to make waves or anything, but it's a start. I do struggle with elements of YouTube. Titles are something that I still struggle with. So basically, YouTube has criteria for what a good title is. So it's got to be kind of eye-catching. It's got to be attached to some kind of emotion. So again, if I was looking at my Silent Hill series, I would want to try and add an element of fear. And if you're doing other kinds of content, there are other things that you can basically do to make a title good. I struggle to apply the criteria of what makes a good title. I'm doing the air quotation marks because I don't fully agree with it. I struggle to apply that to my videos. With gaming content, especially when you're playing a game that you've never played before, which is mostly what I do, well, how do I apply that to a video that I've never done before, or a game I've never played before? It doesn't 100% gel. And going back to Jacksepticeye, because he did a video which was basically him talking about how he's quite tired of certain elements of YouTube and he was considering retiring. And I did agree with a lot of what he said. And within the first sort of like few minutes of that video, he'd already mentioned probably like 10 things that I had already been feeling as a content creator myself. And despite the fact that I am nowhere near the caliber of Jacksepticeye and I have nowhere near as much experience, I did feel that a lot of what he had to say was very relatable. And this is coming from somebody who has been doing YouTube for 10 years, who has over 30 million subscribers, and this guy is talking just like your average Joe. Because I think deep down that's what he is. He is a genuine, real person, and just because he's famous doesn't make him a bad person. This is why I still occasionally go back and watch some of Jack's videos, because he is just a genuine person just trying to get by, and I can relate to that. So the next bit that I want to talk about is my immediate goals for the channel. To begin with, I would like to play more horror games on the channel. If you don't know, I've played quite a lot of indie horror games so far. I've created a playlist on Itch.io, and it's basically a playlist of all the games that I've played on Itch.io so far. It's like another place where I can advertise myself. I've had times where the creator of a game might actually come and watch my video or something, and I think that's pretty cool. Or they might comment and say, oh, thanks for playing the game, or whatever it is, and it's just nice. It's a bit of engagement. The next content that I want to do on the channel is that I had an idea for a Hardcore Morrowind series. I would basically play that character until I died. And for those who haven't played Morrowind, it can be quite challenging, especially if you don't know what you're doing. I've played Oblivion, Skyrim and Morrowind to completion, each of them, but Morrowind is the one that I've probably played the least. And the thing is with Morrowind, I could be playing it for 10 minutes. I could be playing it for an hour. I could be playing it for a week. I don't know. And also it's just a really fun, calm game, and I just feel like I could maybe make some videos that were just a bit calmer. They didn't require me to sort of edit as much, and I could just chill out. And if people wanted to come and watch them and chill out as well, then that would be good. The other style of video that I would like to try is Skyrim challenge videos. So I would either come up with a challenge myself, or I would look online and see what sort of challenges are out there. There's a channel out there called DryCereal, and he doesn't upload that often, although I wish he did because his videos are actually really good. He made a video where the challenge was that you couldn't have the Courier talk to you for the entire playthrough, and for anyone who's played Skyrim, you know that that's easier said than done, because every time that you go to a main city, the Courier will like instantly find you. And the video was very entertaining, and then he did a follow-up video to that, which I think was probably even better because he downloaded a mod or something that turned the Courier into a frostbite spider that also moved at like 500% speed or something. So he just keeps getting like jump scared every 5 minutes because the bloody spider Courier is coming after him. It was just a very interesting challenge video, and I have a lot of respect for them. And a YouTuber who unfortunately passed away last year was Mitten Squad, and I watched him for a number of years, and I really enjoyed his Fallout Skyrim challenges because they were very original, and they were also things that you would, first of all, you probably wouldn't have even thought of, but secondly, you would think, why would you put yourself through that? He did a video once where he played every Wii sports game at the same time, so he had like Wii remotes strapped to his arms and legs and his head, and he had multiple like TVs and Nintendo Wii's like hooked up, and I was like, why would you do that to yourself? Like, that's insane. And obviously there's a huge hole now where Mitten Squad's content was, and I'm not saying that my content would be able to fill that, because again, I don't even know if I can do this. I just want to see if I can. I just want to try, and YouTube's not exactly very forgiving for, like, I guess, failure. It sort of punishes people for not doing well first time around. So I don't know, but at the end of the day, I just want to try some new things. I want to try and make content that people are actually going to want to watch. And also, I would like to maybe even have a few characters on the channel. It's like, again, I talk about Call Me Kevin a lot, but he has like Jim Pickens, Default, Turg, and all these other characters that he's come up with. And I would love to have an aspect of that on my channel, because it just adds like a community element, doesn't it? Because it's like people are like, oh look, it's so-and-so. And I have created a few characters, like I created myself in Skyrim, I created Nicholas Sweet Share for Christmas, who was basically like a kind of Santa Claus character, who was also related to Uncle Sweet Share from Morrowind. And I want to learn how to do that. Like, how do I get people to actually care about those characters? I guess I just have to create them and hope. But yeah, I just want to focus on trying to build a community on this channel and sort of improve my engagement with you guys and making you guys actually want to engage with me. Because honestly, it does feel like I'm talking to myself half the time, and that's not your fault, that's my fault. So I need to figure out a way of doing that. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video. If you did watch the entire thing, thank you very much for doing that. I do appreciate it. I'll put some videos on screen just so you can check out some of my other content if you want to. Feel free to subscribe, keep up to date with the content that I'm making. And if you have any suggestions for how I can improve, constructive criticism, please feel free to leave that in the comments below. And also, if you have any ideas for types of gaming content that I could do that aren't just me playing a game, then feel free to do that, because I would like to see what I'm capable of. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.